Good beats there. Well, deadline day. We're back. It's. You know what? We'll start this now. We're not going to go into the game yesterday. We'll set up another day. We're not in the mood for that right now. I did a reaction video on the channel yesterday. Watch that. My thoughts on it. Trust me, we'll get to that. But we need a bit of time to process it together because I think both of us are happy with it. But you know what? I'll shut up because I'll get into it otherwise. But deadline day, by the way. We're here. It is now done. The summer is now done as fast as it started, which is crazy. It's not how fast it goes, but it's been done. And we have now got players through the door, players are out the door. It's a fresh start, honestly. Well, I say fresh-ish. It's a start, but I wouldn't say it's everything I wanted. I think a right back was definitely something that I think we needed the most as well this summer. I think I said before with a rating, I said a 6 out of 10, and that was actually because I think both keepers are perfect. And then look at the remote with his feet. I think both are brilliant. Offer a lot more. Both younger, both fresher, ready to prove, ready to kick on and do well. I think Nori long term will be a brilliant player for. I think Brighton, he wasn't fully fit. I could tell he wasn't fully fit. I think he'd be even better when he's back playing again in a few weeks. And I think Reinders, obviously apart from the first game, he hasn't been at his best. But again, I can't blame him. Like, he should come to the team. He can't be this main guy yet. He'll get to that level, but we can't be expecting him to carry us. Like, the rest of the players need to do that. And then Shirky. Now, obviously, Shirky has had one game. Well, 2 games so far. So again, I've seen more when he's back, and Trafford as well, pretty good. So I like what I've had so far. I think it's been all good signs by Viana, all good money, all good values as well. Brilliant deals from them all. But there's one thing I'm not happy with is a right back not being brought in to the football club.
Yeah. So good evening all. Nice to see Rosa in the chat, Steve, AK as well. I'm free. Yeah, transfer deadline day is done. It's still not officially done.
No.
I think Turkey and Saudi have, I think, the 11th 14th, something like that.
There's still deals going through right now anyway, so like it'll be like the next couple of days you'll get more deals announced here and there. But but it's done now for like terms of business stuff.
Yeah, the British transfer window is now officially closed. I do kind of miss the whole 11 p.m. cut-off because it used to take you right the way through to the evening. You know, I remember back in those days when you know it was I think was it Dimitar Berbatov that we were supposed to be signing, and then he made a late U-turn and went the wrong way down the motorway and ended up at the wrong side of the outskirts of Manchester. And you know, deadline day, when it used to go on till 11 at night, it used to consume your evenings. It was great. You know, you'd sit there around the table having your tea, and you'd have, you know, Sky Sports or whatever on in the background, and you'd be oh, look who's signing, and so I do kind of miss that. You know, there's talks. A lot of people are saying, you know, I think David De Gea put a tweet out today saying that he doesn't think that transfer deadline day should go on as long as it does. He thinks it should stop before the first game's played. I don't think that's right, because you don't get to see how, you know, how your team's performing, if there's anything that you do need. So I think about 3 weeks into the season's absolutely fine. I think if anything, you could probably give it a week longer. But yeah, it's done. We've got our signings through the door. Is it what we all wanted? I feel like you can kind of use the good old saying "typical City" now, not just for the way that we play games, but also for the way that we're handling transfers. That is now also taking on that whole spirit of typical City. You know, it used to just be, you know, getting battered, and then we get last minute winners which seal as titles, and you know, stuff like that. You know, now you can kind of say, oh well, you know, when it comes to transfer windows, it's typical City, isn't it? Really, you know, we went for years without signing a striker after Aguero left, and you know, we were all sat there crying for a striker, and then 2-3 years later, whenever it was, we brought Erling Haaland through the door. There's been times where over the last few years we've been crying out for a DM to cover Rodri if Rodri ever got injured, and you know, that was again another typical City moment where we went window after window, and it was like, where's the DM? And it seems to be the same here. You know, we go and buy basically every position that we needed to buy, except the one that we actually really needed, which was the right back. You know, the talk at the start of the season, Pep said in a press conference, was that he said, "Oh, it's all good. We've got Akanji. Akanji can play at right back. Akanji's gone, mate."
Yeah, he's got.
Okay. Well, we've got Rico Lewis. He's proven that he's just not at the level to play at right back for us, and you know that's fine. He has other great qualities. And then you've got Mateus Nunes, who every time that guy seems to step on a football pitch, he makes an error that leads to a goal. It's literally It's every single game. You can guarantee a game that he plays he will make a mistake which leads to a goal.
Eddie, honestly, you're bang on them.
Exactly, Eddie. How many times were we saying we need a left back, we need a left back, and
It's left back in.
we just got ignored. It's like nah, we don't. We're all right. We're fine. We can shoe on Fabian Delph into a right back, into a left back position. It's all good. Guy's never played left back in his life, but he can seal that position. Trust me. Like it's just it's makeshift FC every single year. Now, I would love, right? We've talked a little bit about bringing Cherky in the past, and I think Cherky's going to be a great addition to the team. Reinders brings in that experience, solidifies that number 8 position, which we've been crying out for a good season. Gundogan wasn't it last year, and we quickly. The one time that we weren't typical City, and we actually rectified that position pretty quickly. We've got rid of Gundogan now. Gundogan's gone out of the door.
I wish more the best. Gundogan for me, right? I remember him for his first stint. This recent year, I feel sorry for him because he's never about the first place.
Yeah, I'm personally, for me, I'm not going to do the whole goodbye thing. I've already said my goodbyes to him when he left the first time round. I'm not doing it again. He'll always hold a special place in my heart. He was brilliant. He was a fantastic footballer. Never go back to your ex. I think that's pretty clear as day now. Akanji, again, really, really. He had, let's be honest, he had a pretty successful career at City. He come in and in his first season won a treble. Second year won back-to-back Premier Leagues. Can't really ask for much more.
The amount of money as well, by the way, we got for him, or made for him, is a bargain.
Yeah,
it's a bargain. So honestly, great move. Worked out well for us. Wish more the best into Milan.
Yeah, so to be honest, that's 2 players out the door, which I felt needed to go. Yeah. I feel like Ederson as well. I've not really said much on Ederson, but now that he's gone, I would like to wish him all the best. He will go down as, maybe not in some people's eyes, but in my eyes, he'll go down as one of the most successful goalkeepers in Premier League history. He's got 3 Golden Gloves. He's one behind Joe Hart and Petr Cech. So, to have 3 Golden Gloves, he's technically the second best goalkeeper. Or if you want to include sort of Joe Hart and Petr Cech as number 1, he's just behind, and He had moments where he frustrated us. He had moments where, we were like, this guy couldn't catch a cold. He's not only has he ended with 3 Golden Gloves, he's also ended with the most assists from any goalkeeper in Premier League history with 8. That's nothing to be looked away at. That's incredible numbers, and it just shows how fantastic the guy is with his feet. So 3 players that I think really needed to go out of the door have gone. I'm happy for Jack. Jack's another one. Jack seems to have really, really settled in Everton, and Everton fans have taken to him like a duck to water. And
4 assists.
Yeah, 4 assists in 2 games. Absolutely incredible. And I hope he does find happiness at Everton.
I love it.
He genuinely is, as much as people like to portray him in the media as being some massive pisshead that doesn't give a shit about football. He's genuinely one of the nicest guys in football. Jack is, the one memory that I always have of Jack, and it's not even a football memory. It just shows you the kind of guy that he is. Do you remember when we won the Champions League and we were going to go and collect our medals, and we were all queuing up to, get our medals from Seferin and walk past the Champions League trophy, and there was players. There was a girl there. She couldn't have been any older than 12, 13, something like that. I think she was either blind or had some form of disability. I'm not too sure what it was, but she was stood next to Seferin giving out medals, and we saw the City players walk past, and they all got their medals, and off they went. Jack was the only guy to stop and talk to her, and put his hand on her shoulder, and said some words to her, and she had a little smile on her face, and that probably meant the world to her. To have a football player talk to her and treat her like a human being, and that for me just shows the kind of person that he is, and the fact that he has a really, really kind heart, and he's just a genuinely a lovely bloke. So I honestly do wish him all the best, and I hope he absolutely smashes it. I really do. The one for me, and it seems to be a bit of a stinker, really. Calvin Phillips.
He's still here.
How is that guy still with us, mate? I really hope that this guy turns into an elite footballer and he's like the best right back on the planet. Because right now,
it's Cafu.
Right now, we are crying out for a right back. He's still at the club.
Do you know what, mate? Calvin, go skinhead, go full Cafu, and go and I want to see it. I will be there. Calvin's number 2 on the back of my shirt.
Hey, Phillips.
Please help us. We're crying out for a right back. I want to know what we're doing during training or half our squad's getting hurt. Well, this is the thing, right? I have to wonder, right, with Tottenham and Brighton, if we had Savinho, Foden, and Cherky but available for both games, would we lost them games? I'm not saying we would have won them. I do wonder, because for me, Doku's shit. I'm saying I'm done. Like Savinho, I trust more than Doku. I do.
Yeah, and I don't really trust Savinho that much, to be honest with you.
That's what I mean. But mate, that's level for me. Wingers are my priority now, and for a right back, need wingers.
I put up a bit of a tweet, and I just want to read it out. So let me just find it. So Real Talk Man City put up a tweet before saying, anyone else worried about our midfield options, lack of depth, and the lack of right midfielder profiles? So I put, worried about a lot more than that, to be honest. Lack of decent centre-backs who aren't injury risks.
Yeah.
Lack of right-back options. Lack of decent wingers, both left and right.
Yeah.
Lack of creativity in the middle. And lack of ideas from the manager, who clearly needs to change up his tactics. Truthfully, I think we are effed for the next 4 to 5 years based on the clubs around us strengthening their squads. And I just wanted to back up my point with what I'm saying. So the reason why I think, truthfully, we're knackered for the next 4 to 5 years is you look at the teams around us that are doing business. You look at Arsenal. United, Chelsea, Liverpool, even Spurs. You're looking at all of these teams, right? And whilst, yeah, they have areas that they need to improve, they've spent an awful lot of money in getting the right profiles for the right positions. Now, we're still missing, really, centre-backs that aren't injury prone. You know, I'm going to include Ake in that because Ake is just as injury prone as John Stones. We've got Ruben Diaz at the moment who's miles off it. We've only actually got, all right, Captain Harris, we've only actually got one decent centre-back at the club. When you know, I'm not saying that John Stones isn't a decent defender. Of course he is. When he's fit, he's one of the best in England. But for me, we've only really got one decent defender, and that is Guardiola.
And trust me, mate, we've missed him.
I
missed him so much.
I'm also not saying that Husnov, by the way, isn't a great defender.
Oh, he was good yesterday. Honestly,
the problem is he's not experienced enough, and he needs more game time to kind of meet that profile, really.
But I will say though, quickly, mate, him and Trafford though have a good connection already.
Yeah, they do.
And I think long term, mate, Husnov, Vardiol, Trafford, and we'll be there, mate. I'll be there. I'll be there. Again, the future isn't fucked. It's just that we need to get rid of certain players and improve so the future is a lot more brighter.
Yeah. So for me, centre backs is a real problem.
Yeah.
Wingers. Our wingers, and I'm sorry, people can say what they want. Marmoush is not a winger. He's just not.
No.
So for me, really, the only wingers that we have at the club is Doku, Savio, and Bob. Now, I'll answer that question in a minute.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I don't think that that's enough. Bob, completely inexperienced.
Yeah.
He showed against Brighton that he's kind of the Norwegian Doku at this point. Like, a lot of dribbles, but kind of nothing on the end of it. So we've got, and I'm not saying that Bob isn't going to improve and isn't going to be, you know, a top quality player. But right now, from what I saw against Brighton, it wasn't enough. Doku, you know my thoughts on Doku. He's just a guy that just runs around and doesn't really do much. So what the point I'm trying to make is on this whole why I think it's going to take 4 or 5 years. We still need centre backs. We still need a right back, or potentially 2, one as cover.
Yeah.
I think we're still missing some creativity in the middle because, you know, as it stands, you know, Foden's injured and Cherky's injured. Now, I've seen a lot of injuries from Phil Foden over the last few seasons. A lot of injuries. So for me, is he going down that same path of being overplayed and now he's just an injury-stricken player? So I think we need a bit more creativity in the midfield. We definitely need a left wing and a right wing. Now, you look at, say, let's just use Liverpool, for example. Liverpool's depth and the players that they bought in is, to be honest, disgusting. It really, really is. You know, you look at Isak, you look at Ekatike, you look at Cody Gakpo, you look at Salah, and I know Salah's not going to be here forever, but he's going to be with them for at least another year or 2. You look at that midfield, they've got Wirtz, Szoboszlai, Endo, McAllister, Gravenberch. Like, you look at their goalkeeping options. They've got Alisson and Mamardashvili.
It's like us, mate, with Trafford and Donnarumma.
Like, for me, you're talking about all these players that they've brought in, and it's the bearing in mind it's the same for Arsenal, and it's the same for Chelsea, and it's the same for the thing is they're all gonna have a year to bed in by the time that we go and do the next big transfer window, because the next big transfer window ain't coming in January. Let's be real.
No,
we were incredibly fortunate to do the business that we did in January, because most teams don't want to let their star players go in the middle of a season. They don't, especially if they're trying to qualify for Europe.
Yeah.
Or still in Europe. So for me, the next big transfer window that we're going to be doing is next summer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By next summer, they will have all had this Liverpool squad will have all had a year to bed in.
Yeah.
By which point, we're still trying to sign wingers, centre backs, a right back. We're still trying to sign all of these. We then have to give them a bedding in period. So you're looking, as of right now, you're looking at 2 seasons before we're potentially even going to be able to compete.
And also bear in mind as well, mate, what's happening next summer?
World Cup, isn't it? Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Like, there's caveats and things, mate. This is why I think, mate, you and me are realistic about these things. I don't think this year win the league. I'm saying
No,
it now.
not a chance. Not a chance. There would have to be something drastically wrong for us to win the league this season. And I'm talking like Salah would have to get injured. Isak would have to get injured. Ekitike would probably have to get injured. And that's just from Liverpool. That's not including Arsenal, who, let's be real, have a stronger team than we do right now.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest with you, look at Spurs. Spurs looked really, really good when they played us at our place, and then go and add Xavi Simons to it.
And today, is it Kolo Muani as well?
And Kolo Muani. And granted, I don't really rate Kolo Muani.
It's a stop. I think next summer, mate, big striker.
But nevertheless, he's still a better addition to the team than what they've already got.
Richarlison, Solanke, and do what, mate, 3 strikers I can rotate. Perfect, isn't it?
You look at United. I'm going to be honest. United ain't going to be shit forever with that team.
Sesko, Mbemo, and Cunha, mate. That front three against our team right now, mate.
Granted, defensively they are weak as anything. That the goalkeeper that they brought in isn't a very good goalkeeper. I'll be honest with you.
Lamond, isn't it?
Le Mans, yeah. He's
better than Nana, but that's not
I mean, I've seen some of the mistakes that he's made in the last season. It's been honestly diabolical. And again, he's a young goalkeeper. If someone goes and puts 2 or 3 past him, will he crumble? This is literally the same thing as what I was saying about Trafford.
But I will say with Trafford, though, right? I think Trafford learned already from that Spurs game, because he wasn't doing those passes anymore. He was doing. I think he was a bit more careful with it.
But the other thing is Trafford's a better goalkeeper than this Le Mans, and secondly, we have a better defence than United. So whilst Trafford might make a few errors, this goalkeeper, he's been thrown into the lion's den here. He could crumble very, very fast.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I just think that I just think that we're miles off being able to compete. And I understand that Bree says here, sorry, not taking Spurs have a better team than us. We got a player of the year. It was a player of the year from 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, Bree, I get what you're saying. And
we do have the best number 9 in world football. Yeah, we do have the best goalkeeper. Yeah, we've got the best midfielder. But we have to be realistic. Spurs have just beaten us at home 2-0.
And we're not ready
yet. And have since strengthened.
We're not ready yet. We're still...
We're not.
By the way, all I watched yesterday, right? I know we're going to... Again, I'll try to keep it brief. That game yesterday, I saw good signs. I'm not saying it's all fucking terrible, But I just straight away, second half, we're lacking energy. We need a team that's going for it the entire game. And that's what. And look, will we get better over time? I think we'll get better over time. If we don't, Nate, then Pep has to go. It's that simple. I'm sorry.
I do think a lot of it is down to tactics.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I do. I think technically on paper we do have a better team than Spurs. I'm not arguing that, but you can have better individual players, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to play well together as a team. Look at Real Madrid. Real Madrid have Vinicius Junior, Mbappe, Rodrigo, Valverde, Bellingham, Courtois, Camavinga, all of these names, Trent.
I will say though, Brie, yes, they did, but we lost to Brighton 2-1 away from home. It's kind of like, I'm not saying that Spurs are better than us. I just think at the moment where we are, I don't think we are at the moment the level that's required to win league title right now. We're still having to get up from last year.
Miles off it. Miles off it. It's not even close.
No, exactly. And you can't say, "Oh, it isn't fun." Being positive. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but we're positive to talk about. We'll say it as it is. But at the moment, when the current state of the team, we're not there yet, and that's fine because again, you're rebuilding the team. But tactically, it has to be adaptable, and we've got to be tactically aware for the here and now. I'm not asking us to be clear to be insane Barcelona level yet. I'm asking us to build back better, build back to a good level again. That's what I want to see us get to first.
We can't be saying that we're going to be challenging for titles, but we can't do nothing against top six teams. And this is proven facts. The last few years, we've been awful against the top six teams. If you can't beat the top six teams, you ain't in a title race. It's as simple as that. You're not. Because you're effectively relying on beating all of the lesser teams, so to speak. You can't be doing that in a 38 game season. You have to be the best. You have to beat the best.
Yeah. And
I'm not saying every game, I'm not saying we should go to Liverpool and go and smack them up 6-0, and then when they come to our place, go and beat them 6-0 again. I'm not saying that. We can lose games.
Compete, though. Be in there and go for it. Because I think last few years
that we're seeing, mate, are the same problems that we saw last year, and we've done nothing in this window to rectify those issues. Nothing. We still have absolutely no service at all from our wingers.
No.
We've still not got a right back that is qualified enough to do a job without falling apart at some point during a game. We look, I'm going to be honest, when we're playing some teams, we look clueless. We look out of ideas.
And by the way, right, when I'm being negative, by the way, I talked to Martin yesterday. Martin said that same thing to me as Bev is saying right now. Because you know what?
Well, if you don't like my opinion, don't watch the show. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying that people think that that way is right. Most creators think the same thing that we're thinking right now. By the way,
they are.
Most fans that I spoke to yesterday, mate, something to me that saying on the show. We're not negative. We want the team to do well, but we can't be sitting here thinking it all just magically.
I want nothing more than to turn around and say that's a 10 out of 10 transfer window. We're ready to compete.
Yeah, facts. I do as well. I'll be positive, mate. I will be saying, yeah, we're fucking back at Liverpool 5-0. We're back. We're cooking.
I'm not go on.
I want. Go on. You go first.
I'm not saying that the transfer window, by the way, I'm not saying that the transfer window that we've had is bad. I think for the players that we brought in, it's exceptional. I think when not just exceptional, but when you look at the price tags attached to them, you look at Donnarumma, 26 million quid. The guy's 26 years old. He's got 10 years in him, at least at top level. Yeah. He's already established first team player. He's been a first team goalkeeper now since he was 16 years old. He's been a regular on the team sheet since he was 18 years old. That's 8 years at top level football in Serie A, Ligue 1 and now the Premier League. He's an established international. He's literally, I believe, the best goalkeeper in the world right now. I'm not debating that the business that we haven't done has been nothing short of brilliant. But I'm also saying that there's more that could have been done.
Yeah,
I think even if you bring in a stopgap and say, okay, we're not going to have the right back of our choice, the right back that we really, really want for this season. But there's absolutely no harm in going for someone like a Dumfries or an Aina or a Vanderson or someone of that quality. There's absolutely no reason why we couldn't go and do that and say, do you know what? It's better than what we've got right now, because right now we don't have a right back.
No.
I personally believe the best option that we have as a right back right now is Husanov. Is Pep going to play him there? Probably not. But the thing is, this is where Pep's system and Pep's tactics need to change. We've seen.
Yeah. Sorry for letting you talk. Sorry, I'm not doing a Jerry, by the way.
Either way, just to answer Bree's question from a while ago, with Cherky injury, he's still going with 39 goals. I never said 39. You just added 9 goals on there. I said 30. But no, I don't. Not with 2 months. And then bearing in mind, after he comes back after 2, because 2 months is quite a long injury. Yeah. And coming back after 2 months, he's then got to bed his way back into the team. He's not going to have match fitness. He's gonna be a bit rusty for a few games. I think you're probably looking at about 15 goals now.
But that's still fine, though.
I think you have to half it.
If I see him get 30 goals now, I'm like, what the fuck? You?
I mean, if he still does it, I'm still taking it, but it's not happening.
What you see how far? How? How we? Like, I'm gonna say, right? People say, "Oh, Donnarumma can't do it with his feet." Right? People need to stop this agenda with Donnarumma. It's getting a bit weird and obsessive and a bit.
Play it. Full screen it.
We'll start again. You can't do the ball with his feet, yeah?
I can't see it. It says click to exit full screen.
Hold on. Is that better? Look at this. Oh, I can't do it, yeah? Can't do it. Sorry, mate. I'm not having it. I'm not having this at all. This agenda. I get with Edison, guys. I do too. But we've got to move on. He's not here anymore.
The thing is, if you're comparing him to Edison, no, he's not as good with the ball at his feet than Edison. But no goalkeeper on the planet is.
Yeah,
he's literally the best goalkeeper on the planet with the ball at his feet. I mean, hopefully this guy doesn't give me as many heart attacks as Edison gave me, to be honest with you.
I think he will. That save. Yeah, nah. Honestly, mate, I think we're safe hands, mate. Literally.
We are. We're in safe hands for the next 10, 12 years, providing that they both want to stay.
Well, the joy is right. I think Trafford will be Trafford will leave. No, he won't. Do you know what he do? Oh, because, mate, he'll play games. Trafford will play games. Because, do you know what? Traff proved, mate, to me, you, and everyone who has a doubts about him, mate, wrong. Oh, but he's going to see 2 goals. Well, the first for the penalty, that was bottom left. They had no chance of saving because it was even went the right way. It probably gone in. And then the second goal, it was shot by the defence. That defence may let him down. So in the day, right, mate, he made some big saves in that game, and that could have been 4-1 another day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I actually said to you, if Ederson was in goal, it probably would have been about 4-1.
yeah, and honestly, right, Donnarumma, I'm excited to see him play. I think, and do you know what it might do, mate? It might give a bit of confidence to his defence. Now, if
Yeah.
it doesn't, then well, there we go. An issue here to worry about. But we have a keeper in net, or two keepers in net that I trust him, that I trust completely in goal, which is perfect.
But now that deadline day is done,
Yeah,
shall we do a lineup builder and put together our best 11?
yeah, let's do it. Let's do it now. Do it now. Also, we'll go through the other teams in a bit as well because it'd be good to have a chat about that. Because I've got a few points I'd like to sort of make, especially with with certain clubs that I think I've done pretty well this window. Sunderland, by the way, Sunderland, what a window!
I'm not talking about Liverpool. I'm not doing it.
I mean, then again, mate, mate. I'm sorry, mate. No league this year, or no. If Slot has a trophy season this year, mate, they're fucked. He has to go. That squad.
I'm just not bringing myself to it. They're sat going, oh, we've got no money, we can't do. On his slot, right? Turned around the other day, literally the other day, and said, we don't have the spending power like Man City with unlimited money, but yet they go and drop $500 million in a transfer window.
Yeah.
Shut up, you knobhead. Seriously.
Now Arsenal, I think Zubimendi, Gyökeres, and Hincapi in there. I think Arsenal done very well as well this window as well. They have. They're bought very well. The issue I've got is though is that with Gyökeres is because in the big games, can you do it?
Probably not. No, I don't know. I've not seen enough of him.
No, exactly.
All of his goals last season. Most of his goals from last season came against lower teams in the league. I think 36 out of the 39 goals or whatever it was that he scored last year came against bottom half teams. So, and that's in the Portuguese league. So, I would say any of the bottom half teams in the Premier League beat the bottom half teams in the Portuguese league. So it's difficult to tell. But for me, I think he'll definitely be better than Havertz. But is he going to be enough? Who knows?
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that these three just go straight in.
Oh yeah, by far.
I think it's safe to say that Aït-Nouri goes in.
Yeah. And put the right back leave blank for now.
I think Reinders has to go in.
100%.
Hang on, let me just get rid of this advert. Right. Centre backs. For me, I think Gvardiol has to go straight in.
Yeah. I think we'll be back to anyway. Which is good. And Husnell for me. Or Diaz.
Well,
Or Diaz. Who'd you go with?
I personally, for me, I think we leave these blank for a minute.
Okay.
Mamouche
or Foden.
See, now it gets a bit tricky. I think you have to play Mamouche out on the left wing because you look at the options that we've got and it's basically Mamouche or Doku. And I'm taking Mamouche over Doku every day of the week.
Yeah.
I think
Obviously when fully fit. Yeah.
well, this is basically we're putting together our best 11 that we have at the club.
Now, here we go.
For me, I want to see this.
Kushanov. Right, I'll give you my views. All right, of what I
And
saw.
I'll tell you why.
Okay. Right.
I think aerially, Stones is clear of Diaz. I think Diaz last year had the worst aerial duels of any player in the Premier League. I'm pretty sure that that's like fact. He's better aerially, which I think we need. I'd also say he was probably a little bit faster than Diaz as well. Better on the ball than Diaz. For me, I want to see Diaz get back to the levels that he was at, but Diaz is probably our best low block defender.
Yeah.
Now, what I mean by that is if we ever have to play, which we don't do, but if we ever had to play a low block because we were playing someone like a Real Madrid or we were playing a team that attacked us quite a lot and we had to basically sit and defend for a little bit, I would want Gvardiol and Diaz, not Gvardiol and Stones. But the amount of teams that actually do that to us is quite rare. So for me, I think Gvardiol and Stones are our two best centre-back options. And I think we have to play Husanov at right back. I think we have to. He's got amazing recovery pace. He's a very, very good defender. Aerially, he's brilliant. One-on-ones, he's brilliant. I think on the ball, he's actually not that bad either. He's quite comfortable on the ball.
Yeah.
I would love nothing more than for us to have signed a right back and have had that as the starting partnership. If to be honest with you, you could probably play this.
Mm.
You could probably play this as the system and have John Stones pushing into midfield.
See, mate, this team isn't bad, by the way, at all.
No.
And the problem is at the moment is that we're going off 3 games. 1 game was unbelievable. The other 2 were fucking terrible. So it's hard because the thing is, right? If we beat United, right? Let's say, mate. Let's just say this for example. Let's say Derby Day, Foden is back in the team. So is Vardiol. We're much better, and let's say win 3-0. Let's say we do it. I know we might not. Let's say we do. Then Napoli, we beat Napoli. Let's say we run a high, beat Napoli. Then Arsenal away, we get a good result, like a draw or nick a win there. This way of thinking we have right now, mate, could change again. I'm not saying it means I won't win the league, by the way, but it's how we're feeling right now. Like this team really is not a 5th, 6th place team at all. The problem we've got is the style of play does not work at the moment.
No, it doesn't. Tactically, we set up all wrong. I just going back to that comment saying I think Stones is better as a right back. I'm actually inclined to agree. I was thinking about it and I thought, do you know what? Actually, this makes sense because now by playing Stones as the right back, I mean it's tit for tat in it really. What you could effectively do if I just go back to the liner. What you could effectively do, what is something like this. So on the ball, Stones steps in, and then it becomes something like.
Oh, look at that!
It becomes something like that, basically.
Yeah.
Now, whether you play Husanov at centre back or right back, I basically think that this is what would happen with that system anyway. So it's kind of like off the ball. Off the ball, I would probably be inclined to agree, unless we were playing someone like a Real Madrid where we've got, Vinicius Junior, or basically a Newcastle where we've got like a pretty pacey winger. I wouldn't then be probably comfortable with John Stones being at right back. I'd probably want to put Husanov. But effectively, on the ball, the same thing would still happen. Stones would drift into midfield and Husanov would stay back and make it as a back three. So, for me, it's tit for tat. But I'm inclined to agree with that.
Yeah. But yeah, Patrick, just funny, right? Patrick right now is actually on Martin's show right now, so he's commenting while on the show. Big up, Patrick, by the way. Pep Guardiola walked on the river when the idea was 30-minute clear. He was not all worried about potential issue with footwork as really concerned. Well, this is what I mean. Like, people need to understand this. If Pep wants him, what's the fucking issue? I don't get this fan base's obsession with, don't another room, he ain't good enough. Where's this coming from? Why are we turning it into a fan base where we're getting entitled about what we get or not? I don't get it. It's weird.
I've said this before, and but I said it about the academy players. We have a very, very good academy where this problem is going to be the same problem for years and years and years to come. Where it's like, oh no, we've sold Cole Palmer. We've sold McAtee. We've sold these players. We can't hold on to every single academy player that comes through the door. We can't.
Right.
Now, was Cole Palmer, a bit unlucky with the fact that he turned out to be a bit of a gem for Chelsea? Maybe, but I also have the same outlook that different players play better in different teams and different setups. Now, Chelsea don't have the same style of play as what we do. Now, does Cole Palmer suit that style of play better than he does City style of play? Yeah, probably. So, would he have been the Cole Palmer that we know today being in the City team? No, he probably wouldn't. Same with Jack Grealish. Look at Jack Grealish. People were saying, Jesus Christ, like the guy's just, every time he gets the ball up to the byline, he passes it back. That's literally because that's what Pep's telling him to do.
Yep.
Because you now see at Everton the freedom that he's got. Look at some of the passes that he's making. There was a pass, bearing in mind he's already got 4 assists in 2 games. There was also a pre-assist that he made the other day where he was on the edge of the box and he played like a cute little pass through it was between the centre-back and the right-back. He played this cute little pass through and a player ran onto it, and then that player then passed the ball into the box and then scored. So you look at that, you wouldn't have seen that Jack Grealish under Pep. And
yeah, I get the point here that Aperture is making. I think that is definitely a positive for Jack because I think again, a lot of our wingers, well, not Doku. Again, Doku I've given 3 seasons. He hasn't got any better. Sorry, he hasn't. Like, we can't sit here and say it's like it was his first year, mate. I'm like, yeah, cool. Savio hasn't even played yet, so I can't comment on Savio yet. I see Savio play some games, but if I start thinking about how well worse Savio is right now. But Our wingers would be a lot better if we had no part of the bus actors against us. It would help a lot. But
Well, the one thing though that I think you're going to see a little bit more of this season, I don't think teams are going to just sit and park the bus against us. I think they're going to go for it
which is why we've got to get our shit together as something more clinical right now.
because the whole reason why people used to park the bus against us were because of how good we were as a team. I think people are now realizing actually if we just played against them, we can still probably get a result. So teams now on looking and going, do you know what? If we park the bus, we might only concede 1 or 2. I think teams are going to give it a real good go against us. And I think that kind of bodes well in our favour, where hopefully you can see players like Mamouche and Haaland. I need to see more from Haaland. I'm sorry, I really do.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, mate, I agree.
You know, my nan could have scored that goal the other day, and I'm not taking anything away from him. He still put the ball in the back of the net. He still was in the right place where he needed to be to get that goal. But some of those shots that he was having, they were pathetic.
That first chance, by the way, mate, just smash it at goal is probably a goal.
Stop side-footing things and put your laces through it, man.
The old Haaland, mate, would have rattled it. That's Dortmund Haaland, mate, or First City Haaland, mate. Fucking, he's whacking it in near post. Isn't he? 1-0. Big up, Dave. You've been doing good, mate. Good seeing the chat. I just feel at the moment, right? Like, again, I'm not giving up. I'm not saying I'm done. Like, look, we'll still be here, mate, for the whole ride. We're here doing content this season, mate. But I think I'm excited about certain parts of this team, like Reinders and that, and seeing more of this attack with injuries that are happening. Well, when players back from injury, we'll see what those teams are looking like. But it doesn't mean that I can't say that we need better wingers, for sure. Like our wingers are good.
We definitely need better wingers. We definitely need better centre backs. We definitely need better right back. We need better tactics. Like we need more creativity in the midfield. These things we do need. Like I'm going to be honest with you. I said to you last night on the chat, on the phone. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think the game against Wolves was a bit of a catfish, and the reason what I meant from that was I don't think that Wolves were ready to start the Premier League. I think they were still a little bit game rusty. I don't think they had much of a pre-season. You know, they come in and they're up against Manchester City. Now, I think if we played Wolves next game, it's not going to be the same scoreline. I'd say you're probably scraping a 1-0.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't think that Wolves is a true reflection of where we're at. I think the game against Spurs and the game against Brighton is a true reflection of where we're at right now. And from what I'm seeing, it's the same problems that were happening last season. Now, for me, from what I can see over the last few games, tactically, we've changed nothing from last season.
No.
We still play the same boring, predictable, negative football that we've seen, that we got exposed to 2 years ago. 2 seasons ago, the year that we won the 4P, I've always said we weren't great that season. We were just better than the other teams around us.
Yeah.
We still weren't very good. So for me, I think we were exposed to it back then, and last season is just an absolute true reflection that we need to change our tactics and we've gone into the next season doing the same shit again.
Yeah.
It's not good enough. I'm sorry, we've supposedly got the best manager to have ever walked the planet as our manager. Fix the problem. Seriously. Stop holding on to your ego and realizing that this shit's no longer working. Fix it up, or serious things need to change.
Look, Rodri here, but by the way, right, Rodri, by the way, he was one of our best players on the pitch. And by the way, he wasn't even fully fit, by the way, Rodri. He played a whole game. And honestly, I'm happy he's back. I missed him. But we can't be relying on him again. No. Not on that again. We've got to. I'm sorry, right? If you got to play a pivot of Nico G and Rodri, do it. I'm happy with that. I don't mind it. It's fine because I think both of them are good enough players. But we can't keep doing this every game. We've got to start actually
We've got a manager that doesn't even know Nico's last name.
Gonzalo and Williams, yeah. Christ. One other feeling, right, that our next winger is Williams.
Based on how we played against Brighton, if we look at the next 5 fixtures,
I'll go through them.
Get them up, and based on how we played against Spurs and Brighton, because that's what we have to base it on. We've had 3 games to base it on, and I don't think that Wolves was a true reflection. No. I think the last 2 games are a true reflection of where we're really at. And where we're really at isn't good enough to be competing.
Right. So, other games here, right? So, United at home. I'll be real with you here. We should be beating them.
Should be.
Now, will we? I don't know. Because at the moment, mate,
I think they score. I think they score against us.
Yeah, I think. You know what? I think we'll win. Because if we lose that game, mate, I think questions will be asked for everyone. I think they will, mate. At some point, even the positive fans that say you can't quit the manager will say, hold on a minute, what? At some point, everyone at some point. So, United at home needs to be a win. I think it'll be a 2 or 3-1 win. I hope so anyway, but I'm going that.
But I'm going to be honest with you. The tactics need to change.
Yeah.
I think if we play the same dross that we played against Spurs and the same dross that we played against in the second half against Brighton, we do not come away with 3 points.
No. Because Napoli at home, mate. Kev coming back to City. McTominay, mate.
I'm going to be real. Based on what I saw against Spurs and Spurs and Brighton, we don't win that game.
No.
We don't.
Arsenal away, I mean...
You ain't picking even up a point there based on how we played against Brighton and Spurs.
No.
We're not.
Burnley, mate, I don't even know anymore. I don't even know anymore, mate. Because honestly, how is 2 games made me so unsure on my own team? Again, Pep's got to change.
Yeah, you've got the best goalkeeper in the world at the moment. It's sat in net. But if you haven't got a good defensive line in front of him, I'm pretty sure it was Buffon actually who that's true. And this is what the one thing that I'm going to come to is that I think we can keep Doku and have him as a utility player. I think if you keep Doku as an impact sub, bring him on in the 60th, 70th minute when the right backs had Mamouche running at him for 60, 70 minutes, and then you bring on Doku, I think that's when you're probably going to see the best of Doku. Now, is Doku going to be happy being an impact sub? Don't really care. You need to up your levels, mate, if you want to be a starting player.
Yeah.
But for me, Doku, an impact sub. And I think that brings the energy that Wrestling Omar's talking about. I think you know, any defender is going to be like, oh, really? You know, just see Mamouche for. But again, we saw Doku come on late in the game against Brighton and literally did nothing.
I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. I was like, here we go again. Yeah, to do a skill move, yep, and go nowhere. Honestly, right, I'm not even hating on him, mate. I want him to do well. He's a City player. I want to back him. I'm backing him. But,
Yeah,
like, you've got to give me something. Mate, if he had made the run and Cunningham and banged it in top corner, I'm like, all right, fair enough.
literally give me something positive to say. Like if you're playing balls into the box and you know the players just aren't quite getting on the end of them, then fair enough. I can turn around and say, do you know what? You're doing something.
Or the shot a goal, hits the bar, hits the save. You're doing something.
Even if it goes wide, I'll take that.
Do you know what other thing? Shoot. Players start shooting at the nets. Why are we doing
unless you're Savio because you can't shoot for shit. Sorry,
well, unless you're Juventus. So if it's Newcastle, we might get a lucky goal out of nowhere. But mate, please start shooting at goal. I'm bored of watching the same pass, crossing cleared, pass. It's like
you can almost call it before it's happened. If we go 1-0 up or 2-0 up, we look fairly comfortable. Like if I think right, if we'd have scored early in that second half against Brighton, we'd have probably gone on to be a lot better. The problem is we didn't, and the heads dropped again, and they ended up scoring a second. And do you know what? Like I felt for Trafford that game because if Ederson was in goal, right? I'm not even joking now. That would have probably been about 4-1 to Brighton.
Mate, that hook save that he did,
He made a few. He made a few really decent saves.
Boom, save.
Ederson just wouldn't have got to.
Mate, Trafford, by the way, is he ready writing up every game? No, but he will be. A couple of years, mate, he will be. 100% he will be. I think he's keeping it. But said to me, he's a good, talented goalkeeper that will get better and better and better in this City team and playing with Diaz a lot more and that. I know it's right. Him and Hudson get on really well together.
Bearing in mind, yeah, I love the fact as well that Donnarumma's just signed a 5-year +1.
Mate, he's buzzing to be it. He wants to help the team out. I'm like,
good.
And apparently as well, he wants to help Trafford out. He wants to fight. He wants Trafford to fight him. He wants to get. He said he wants competition.
Well, he's been there. The thing is, he's Donnarumma's been there. If you're a young goalkeeper coming through the ranks, right, you're a 16, 17-year-old goalkeeper. Donnarumma has been there and been AC Milan's number 1 at the age of 16.
Yeah.
Like 16, 17. Like he's been there. He knows what it takes. I'm sorry. If you want a goalkeeper that can give you a boost and say, do you know what, you can make it because I did. Like perfect.
Do you know what it is, right? I'm going to Derby, right? Thinking, do you know what? I feel a bit confident with Donnarumma being in goal. I'm not gonna lie to you, mate. I feel more confident now than I was after Brighton. Because it got a better goalkeeper coming in the net who's experienced in that.
But you look at it and go, if we'd have had Donnarumma in net when we were playing Brighton, would the scoreline have been any different? Probably not.
No, that's the thing.
Maybe Donnarumma saves the penalty. Maybe.
But then again, that Pedro Milner, by the way, was bottom left. It was so far bottom left, I couldn't see the ball. He hit that bottom left when it was saving that.
I've seen Donnarumma save some penalties, mate.
I'm
telling you now.
Most keepers will say that he saved that went the right way. But
yeah. It's tough to call, but who knows?
I think he will stay. By the way, I think he will. If he goes, he goes. But I think he will stay. Yeah.
I'm going to call it now. I think Donnarumma will go before Trafford.
Ooh, yeah. I can see that happening. Yeah.
I think Trafford stays as number one. I think Trafford stays and becomes number one. And I think Donnarumma, after 3-4 years, decides to go and have ventures new. The reality of it is, though, is if we don't start improving, then someone's going to be going.
Roger, go, mate.
Someone's going to be going, and I've never ever been Pep out, this, that, and the other. I've never said, Pep out, blah blah blah. But if things don't start improving, you seriously have to question.
The manager.
You do. Look at Mourinho. Look at Sir Alex. When Sir Alex left, they won the league in his last season, but the years running up to that, they weren't great. They were a bit lucky the year they won the league, to be honest with you. Mourinho just been sacked by Fenerbahce because he weren't performing enough. He weren't good enough. You look at there's loads of cases where real top manager Klopp ran out of energy and decided to step down. I think if it doesn't start changing, then by the end of this season, something has to give.
Yeah, I do agree. And Bree, I do get what you're saying. I think he probably would have saved both of them. But then again, though, I think that Trafford, for me, apart from that mistake he made, the second goal, the first goal wasn't his fault at all. That was the defense for not being on Johnson, not being, you know what I mean?
The only thing that I would say on that is, does he save the penalty? It's a bit questionable. It was a decent pen.
It was a good penalty from Milner. Yeah.
What I would say though is, I think we could have got something from the game, in the sense of, I'm pretty sure in the run up to their second goal, Trafford palmed it back out into play. He'd initially made the first save and palmed it back off into play. I think if that's Donnarumma, he palms it out for a corner.
Yeah. Because you obviously future everyone dropping centre back, especially if we get a little bit of. Do you know what he could do? I watched him do a lot of that in the game, by the way. Roger dropped back with Trafford and that, and it was working. Do you know what it is, right? Defensively can instantly be improved. It's not the end of the world. The problem is that we haven't got a right back who's good. It's a gaping hole in the team. That's going to be targeted by other teams. If you get it right back there, I'm fine with that back four and the keeper. Totally fine with it. Then it's your issue of the attack. That's what I mean. The defence of me is one position away from being sorted. It really is. Maybe centre back as well to come in as well, but you know what I mean. It's not that far away at all from being fixed. Midfield creativity, but again, players back fit. We'll see what happens. The attack, though, for me, wingers are a must. Wingers are definitely a must right now because, again, Savinho, I've got to see him play this year just to see where his head is, to see where he is himself. Doku, I'm done with. I'm done with Doku. Bob, again, he's playing a lot of games already when he shouldn't be playing as many games. I will say, I'm not going to go with it. Look, I get what he's trying to do, but he's playing big Premier League games, mate, already. And he's not a bad player, is he, Bob, at all? He's really about winning Doku now, but again...
Yeah, there was, just for me, there wasn't enough of an end product against Brighton. Everyone was saying, "Oh, look at the dribbles, but then, like, if the dribbles don't turn into anything, then the dribble's pointless.
He's got to learn.
Of course he does.
And he will learn. He will learn the more games time he will. I'm not saying sell Bob. No. Keep Bob around, of course, for a couple of years. But I think that we need someone more senior playing where he is, so he can play.
We do.
You know what I mean? So
But when you're talking about our best wing options, we've only technically got one right winger in the team right now. If you've not liked and subscribed, please do.
Yeah.
It really helps the channel out. Trying to get to 2K. What are we at the moment?
1.26 now. So we are getting
6.
It's not like a long way away, but I think once you hit your stride of it, I think people are saying a lot more.
Let's see if we can get to 1.3 by the end of the week.
Hopefully, that's the target. That's the target. We have a conversation about Doku. We do. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, right? People are like, "Oh, give him a chance." I've given him enough chances, mate. We're in season 3. What's he done? What's he done?
I've seen glimpses of a footballer in there. I mean,
Yeah,
they've been far few and far between. I think the one that kind of the game that stands out for me is the one against Bournemouth, but really since then he's not done that much. I just feel that it's not necessarily just on the players.
No.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think this is on the players. I think this is literally on the manager.
Yeah, because look, again, mate, we're not doing this because we'll go at Pep. I want Pep. I love Pep.
End of the day, we didn't buy Doku knowing that he was a shit footballer. We bought him because we saw a hell of a lot of potential in him, and he was obviously decent before he come to us.
Yeah, he was at Rennes. So, and funny enough, I think that Rennes team was out of Callum Wendo, who's now at Forest, Sulemano, who's now at Atlanta. He was at Southampton, I was at Atlanta, and Doku. Like, there's that far front three at Rennes.
Mean, you only have to look at Jack Grealish. Like, he's gone and he's doing bits of heaven. I think that a lot of this is on the manager. I'm just going to say it. I think the tactics are poor.
They're outdated, mate.
Something needs to change massively.
Outdated.
It worked for years and years and years, and then people started copying it, and then it got found out. The one thing that I've noticed, right, which Pep doesn't do anymore, is when something wasn't working or something wasn't quite right, he used to change it slightly, and we used to look like a whole different team. He'd still keep the same philosophy, but he went through maybe 3-4 seasons up to the treble year where he was changing things, tweaking things slightly, and it was working really, really well because we ended up having 3 variations or 4 variations of the same philosophy where we could switch between those styles and those tactics, and they all worked. So if we were going up against a team and one way didn't kind of work that well, we switched it mid-game and it used to change and it used to work really, really well. Since the treble year, I've not seen any of that. I've just seen him trying to stick to his guns and not willing to tweak things.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's I'm out of ideas. I don't know if that's I'm out of trying. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it needs to stop. Like, it really, really needs to stop. We need to have a different way of playing. Now, if I'm Pep Linders, if I'm Kolo Toure, if I'm James French, I'm sitting to Pep and saying, listen, pal, switch it up because this way ain't working no more.
He's stuck. Do you know what it is, right? And we both know, right, how incredible the football was. It's pomp under Pep.
By the way, just on that comment as well, low fat Moffat, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
And like I said, maybe an hour ago, something like that, 45 minutes ago. I explained why I think it's going to take us 3 or 4 years to be actually back fighting and challenging. So if you've not seen it, go back 35, 40 minutes, and I've literally done a probably about a 10-minute kind of explanation as to why.
A thesis. So if you see here, this is where we're going to be in 4 years.
This is one I prepared earlier.
Yeah, I just the thing is, right? We want this channel. We will not bullshit you.
Back in a minute.
Oh, yeah, on this channel, we won't bullshit you. We're not going to sit here and get you and I'll be right back. Yeah, yeah. So it's always going to take time to come back. Of course, it's going to. But we won't sit here and and sort of say, oh, we will be fine this year. Back on it again. Like it's always going to take a little bit of time to get back to the levels we were a couple of years ago. And again, it's all about the journey. It's all about getting back to it. But we've got to see improvement. If you want to win a game consistently, we've got to find the level again. Because that's the first step back to being an elite team again. Getting the consistency back and the mentality back to the level that we're used to. I think Doku is something. Dave, I agree, mate. I think Doku, for me, I'm at the point now where you can try all you want with him, but the reality is he isn't good enough anymore. We tried, but it's just it's not working. And again, so you stop him every game. Sure, you stop him every game. Sure, but the thing is, we as fans, we've watched him enough for the last almost 2 or 3 years now, and we know what's respect now from him. I think he's a decent player, but he's not our level. We need players that are more consistent and much better at attacking and much better at sort of consistency and output. And Doku in that guy, unfortunately. I wish him all the best if he is to leave, or hopefully he just finds form. But I'm being real. I want someone better than Doku in this team. That's for sure. It does take time. Again, this is the thing. We never said right when time. We know it will take time because again, be honest, or just cleared out players already. There's more to go. Again, next summer, by the way, is a huge summer. Players out the door again, in a contract. New players coming in as well. It's going to be a lot of change in this team in the next 2 years. That's for sure. So it will change over time, but again, tactically needs to improve now to help get us there quicker. 60 players Premier League can right the top to say bitch last season when tradition not teams not doing. Well, this is what I mean. Like we're not sort of saying that we're angry that we didn't win 5-0. Of course not. Like it's just when we see things that aren't working, we've got to say it as it is.
I don't care, right, if we win, draw, or lose, but I need to see attractive football that's not boring the shit out of me every single time I turn on the telly, where we don't look like we're playing very well.
I was there, mate.
Oh, mate, I'd have grabbed a pillow and tried to catch some Z's because honestly, it would have been a better time spent.
Ready? I was bored at my head, and that was after they scored a second goal. I was like, it's like your own team in it. But look, again, you're right. Bang on. It is about a lot of change, but again, with that change, you've got to show improvement as well. And that's what it's about. Good, just described in constant influences. Let mate. If people want to be influenced, mate, and want to be this and that, mate, it's up to them. But we're not in there. Any day, mate, I would rather do a channel where I'm able to say how I feel rather than be working for the club and I can't say what I want to say. I love the club. I always support them, always back them when I can, home and away. They'll go to any game possibly can. But I'm not going to sit here and just sort of be a shill. I'm going to say.
I'm not under any circumstances selling my soul, or in this case, selling my opinions. To gain publicity in any way, shape, or form. If you don't like my opinions, we'll have a debate about it. I'd love to have a debate about. I love having debates because I love being proved wrong just as much as I like proving other people wrong.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm not ever going to be a sellout. I will say my opinion. I'm a fan, the same as every other City fan that's been around the block and has seen us win, draw or lose. I'm not a plastic. I haven't joined us during success. I've been a City fan my whole life, and Luke can confirm that he's seen programs which are older than him.
Yeah, again, I've been around since like the Sven-Goran Eriksson days and Hughes and that. So again, I'm very limited on it. Again, I'm only Etihad really. Again, Main Road, I was 3 years old, 2 years old when it went, so I can't sit here and say I knew that anyway. Even if I went there, I mean, I'm Etihad. That's my era, but that's fine. That's what I'm at. But Bevo's was Main Road. I was talking the Main Road anyway. So everyone's different though. And again, if you're Main Road Etihad. I was a hybrid. That's fucking way too old. It's just H at this point. But it doesn't matter where people are from, mate. We're all here have a chat about football. There's no rush, no pressure. Mate, that's what it's about.
I'll give my opinion. If people don't like it, then that's on them, innit? If you don't like what I'm saying, that kind of sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, exactly. Like, mate, I get things wrong. So do you. It happens, mate. It's football.
Yeah, I'm not claiming that I'm always right. Do you know what I mean?
You were, mate.
I claim that I'm always right in my own head. Like it's my opinion.
Everyone says, the problem is we're all running out of time under Pep. He's worth more. But this is what I mean, though, bro. You're right. Because the thing, I think Pep. No, I know you said before about Pep's own new deal, mate. But I looked at his character. Man. I looked at his language after the game, mate. Yesterday, he looked resigned, not resigning, but he looked so flat. I'm like, that's not a good sign, mate. Already. Now, again, not saying Pep has to go or that, but if the guy can't get it up to himself, right, or get the standards up himself, I don't want him to be forced out of the club, mate.
No.
I want to go on a high.
I said the same to you the other night on the phone. What I don't want is players and managers and whoever around the club that are negatively impacting games. Now, I said the same about Kyle Walker. Incredible service that he gave to us for many, many years. Did he speak well about did he speak that well in interviews? No. Like, I'm not going to glaze it. He didn't. But on the pitch, he made up for it. And, he had a lot of really successful years at City. And, I'm really, really thankful for that. But there came a point in his City career where he was starting to negatively impact games.
Yeah.
Now, at that time, that's where you have to turn around and say, enough's enough, it's time to go. Same with Gundogan. Gundogan, during the treble year and prior to that, unbelievable for the club. Like, can't thank him enough for his service and what he's done for the club. But when you start being, when you start negatively impacting games, in the sense of like last season, he was coming on and was basically one of the reasons why we were so bad in midfield. You have to turn around at that point and say, okay, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Now, the same with Pep. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care whether you're the manager, whether you're the owner, whether you're anybody. You are not bigger than the football club. You're not.
No.
Now, do I want Pep to leave? No. I want Pep to be able to turn this around and stay for another 10 years. I would love nothing more than that. But if there comes a point where he is negatively impacting us as a team, then I have to say it's time to go. I can't put it any better.
No, I agree. A big up like that, bro. Bro, is that what? Is that 60? Almost what? 60 years almost. Supporting City, I think.
Yeah, you're not far off.
Bro, incredible, mate. A big up, Dave. 50 seasons, big up. That's incredible, mate. Fair play.
56 years as a City fan from Low Fat Moffat, and
Mine's
50 years from Dave.
I'm in year 18 right now. Year 18.
Oh God, I am 32 years.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't remember football when I was born, so
That's why
like
I
I'd
said
probably say maybe like 26, 28, something like that.
I've got to be real, right? I'm not saying football was a bit of a late one for me, but again, 18 years of supporting the team. Most of it obviously is a bit younger. I remember a lot of it, more other stuff going on, but I reckon about 2010, 11 was probably where I sort of really got really deeply into it. So yeah, but yeah, you know what I mean, like everyone's supporting the team. You support this team like the last 4 5 years, mate. You're a City. As long as you support the team, mate, it's what it is. There's no rules to this football in this game. Just back the team. Back them, but also don't be afraid to have your opinion. That's what I've always said. Like, you got to have your opinion. You can't just, don't be a sheep and follow the group. What do you think about things? That's what I always say.
Mm-hmm.
Be fan no matter what you're
Just
from.
with this comment, I disagree. Fans are fans no matter where you're from. That I agree with.
Yeah.
But we have seen over the years there has been influencers that have and various people that claim to be fans, and then go to City games and this, that, and the other, and then like last year when we were really bad, they are no longer going to City games and they're going to Liverpool games and wearing Liverpool.
Yeah, that girl that called me. Yeah.
I literally don't even just mean her. Like there are loads of examples of people that attach themselves to glory, and when the glory days seem to be over, that they follow the next winning team, and it just so happens that the next winning team was Liverpool. Like you see it, you saw it with United for years. United for years and years and years had all of these fans that claimed to be United fans. As soon as that decline started happening, the fan base dropped off. They're still obviously one of the biggest clubs in the world, but they're not what they used to be, and that's because people attach themselves to glory.
Yeah, well, mate, in 2
so
weeks,
in a way I agree, in a way I don't.
Well, mate, look at this, right? Yesterday I haven't seen a win at the Amex yet in two goes yet. Next time I'll be going again next year. I'm hoping for lucky for next year, but I'm going Napoli at home, coming up, and then I'm seeing Mes Kelly live at Gulliver's, would be really good. And Sunday,
I actually spoke to Adam the other week. I mean, the weeks are all kind of blurring into one, so it was probably about 2 days ago. But one of the guys from Mercy Kelly, Adam, really, really great guy. I know he watches the show sometimes, so if he's watching, big up Adam. He invited me to come along, but I just don't think that I can make it. You know the reasons why. I've explained the reasons why to him.
Eventually you will. Eventually you will be at one at some point. It will happen.
Yeah, but if you've not heard of Mercy Kelly, like, I mean, firstly, you've been living under a rock, because they're literally the intro to LB's like videos. But if you've not heard them, honestly, go and give them a follow. Go and listen to their music. Try and share their stuff as much as you possibly can, because I'm going to say it now. I'm not in any way, shape, or form being biased. Every single one of their songs is just an absolute banger.
My favorite one's probably Maidens. One that
I couldn't tell you the name. I could not tell you the names of them. But like,
I love to go on. Yeah.
I know most of the lyrics, and I'm sitting there and I'm toe tapping and I'm singing along to it. Like it's like an Oasis album. You put on an Oasis album and you can listen to the entire album, and every single song is just banger after banger after banger. And by no means am I, saying that they're as kind of prestigious as Oasis, obviously.
Them.
But they are one of the very few artists nowadays that you can put on an album, listen to every single one of their songs, and be singing along and you know enjoying the vibes.
Yeah. First game, 1917, beaten by West Ham. Jimmy Greaves, bloody hell, that is Jimmy Greaves, bloody hell, that is a throwback, bloody hell, fair play. Well,
Wow,
West Ham 5-1, fucking hell. West Ham beat us 5-1, bloody hell.
wow.
Well, see, my first home game was again. I started going late because unfortunately it's how it is. But I went to the Villa game and we won 3-2. That was a bit of a mad Man City game. That was 2-0 down. Came back win 3-2 in the league.
Yeah, but that's only because you supported Southampton before.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the stuff. Yeah, yeah.
I don't actually remember what my first game was because I was very young. But there's a couple that kind of stick in my mind. It was such a long time ago. Like I went to my first game when I think I was about what? Like I don't even know. I'm babby.
Dave, who was that, mate? Actually, I'm not looking for boo, but I'm actually intrigued to see who said that because again, it shouldn't matter, mate. Our opinions, mate. Who it is, like, if your opinion that's different from people, it should be respected. I mean, like, it should be. So,
We've always said like the way that this kind of became a thing was I used to come on to Not in My Lifetime occasionally, sort of maybe like once a week. And then I actually spoke to Luke privately off air and said, why don't we do something which is called Thursday Truths?
Yeah.
And it was just a way of us having a safe space where we could all have honest opinions and have debates about it. Now, whether you liked the opinion or not, we welcome the chat to have a debate with us and to say whether they like our opinion or not. And if they don't, let's have, at the end of the day, I'd say most of us here were adults. We can have a discussion and a polite debate where we can settle arguments and get our opinions across. And we ended up kind of going from there, and then I became sort of part of the channel. But
yeah,
it doesn't matter what opinion you have here. We'll either disagree or we'll agree, but all opinions are welcome. All.
Yeah.
Unless you're rude.
There's a difference,
or
personal abuse,
giving hate speech, or something along the lines of where it's borderline kind of abuse, like
it's instant ban.
It's instant ban. But if you're going to be polite and have like a generalized opinion where you're saying like, I don't know, Pep needs to go or Haaland's not good enough, like we will have that discussion and have that debate.
Like this, like I'll try nine. I know obviously you practice chat a lot anyway, but mate, that's your opinion. Anyway, do I fully agree with everything you're saying? Well, no, but again, it's your opinion, mate. I'm not going to sit here and say you're wrong for that. I think so. I think some of the stuff that you do say actually over in the chat is also agree with, but again, it's just down to a point of view. That's why, mate, you're allowed to have your say. You are. And it is obviously you get personal, then that changes. But I say I trust you not to do that, so that's fine. They like to say you don't want. No, fair enough, mate. Understood. And you know what? If you want to say it, mate, completely understand. No worries, mate. All good. Yeah, like again, like this season, right? We're hoping to be. I'm hoping to be a lot better. I think I want us to be a bit more like have more time to chat positive about City rather than being so low.
I hope so, mate. I really, really do. But at the end of the day, if it's not, we will come on here and we will address the problems.
Yeah, until one day we have a finally. Oh, I want to actually celebrate a big game here, like a W, and just fucking just shit over United. Like then I might laugh at them properly, just sit and have a laugh. But I can't do that until this team wakes up. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean. So the thing is, bro, you are actually correct, and this is the thing. Like whoever we get after Pep is going to be an interesting one to me because I was saying before, like.
See, I've got a different argument to this.
We'll go on.
You look at Klopp style of play and you look at Pep style of play. Way more people want to copy Pep style of play than they do Klopp style of play.
Yeah.
I actually think it will be easier to find a Pep replacement than a Klopp replacement if you want to stick with the same sort of style of play. I think it's much easier to find a manager that replicates that style of play than it is Klopp's style of play.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, when Pep goes, right, like, I'm not really worried if Pep goes. They're like, end of the day, right, we're still here. Like, you and me, the hope will be, mate, you and me doing this channel, mate, for many more years to come, not Pep or anyone else, but that's the ultimate aim. But, like, we'll still be here no matter what, supporting this team. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, again, I don't remember. I remember a little bit of Ericsson and Hughes, but I remember mostly more of Mancini, Pellegrini, and Pep. Mostly as the eras, I remember a lot more. So again, like for me, like Pep's been the longest serving manager I've ever had at City, mate. Like, what was like Sven 1 year, wasn't it? Was it 1 year for
Yeah.
Sven? Yeah. Then it was Hughes 2 years, wasn't it? 2 years for Hughes, and it was like two for three for Mancini, the three Pellegrini, and then it was 10 for Pep. Well, it was 10 for Pep on it. So
Mhm.
yeah. So honestly, whatever happens, mate, happens. Like we will still be here, saying it as it is, and giving our takes. Now, obviously, after the stream, we'll have a break. I mean, obviously, we'll have a bit more of a chat about City. I reckon end of the week, start next week. Obviously, I think because again, it's never really doing content, but when it's international break, it's kind of hard to really sort of talk about much because again, news is kind of dead after this now. The window's closed, like
Yeah,
it goes a bit
and to
quiet.
be honest with you, I think I need a break just as much as you do.
We're 3 games in, mate. We need a break
Mate,
already.
I tell you what, this is going to be a long ass season.
Again, he's done it. You it's club now.
No, City Ultra, I agree. They don't have to be carbon copies of Pep, but what I'm trying to say is if you can find a manager that's a similar style of play, you're not having to tear down the entire structure and start from the ground up again, because you look at we're probably one of the only teams in the league that oh, by the way, you're still screen sharing.
Oh, funny. Go on, carry on.
We're one of the only teams in the league that that basically has the whole structure of the club playing the same way. So right the way from the academy, right the way through up to the first team, players kind of adapt to that way of playing, and then gradually move up the ranks. And when they come to the first team, they kind of know the system. So you look at the way that Barcelona did it. They brought in Luis Enrique, and Luis Enrique kind of plays like a similar style of football to Pep. It's not like a carbon copy, but it's kind of like knocking down a few bricks and rather than kind of bulldozing the entire thing and starting fresh. Yeah, that's all I'd say. And yeah, I agree on your point.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Another to Star Wars managers, Thatcher United had the same problem. This is what the thing is that every club's different now. Every club's different. Like again, it's very easy for us to worry about that. But I think you do wrong. You have a good point there. But we had no idea what happened to me after Pep goes. We're all
Well,
speculating.
the thing is we won before Pep.
Yeah, we did.
We
Not
won
Champions
under
League.
we won under Mancini. We won under Pellegrini. We've won under Pep. Is it like a Stone Roses song?
Oh, what?
Oh, I forgot the chant.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I know what you mean. I remember it after the stream now. Like, damn it! I remember the stream.
It'll come back to me. It's so late that my head's just not thinking
I
straight.
will say though, some of the chants of the games though, right? I'll be real with you. There need to be new ones. It's getting kind of like okay, I'm hearing this stuff before. Like I need a bit of an update, please. Again, I love all the chants when they do happen, right? But I want a little bit more of a I do want a bit more, a variety. Hopefully, I hope we get a few chances going this season. Hopefully, sometimes I fantasize
Yeah.
one league under Mancini and a ship with Pellegrini.
Yeah.
The
So
team,
you look at Fergie before United, before Fergie, they had periods for years upon years where they weren't very successful. Then Fergie came in, and then there was, after Fergie left, there was nothing. We've had a little bit of a different journey. Like, we won with Mancini, then we've won with Pellegrini, then we've won with Pep. We've won with the last 3 consecutive managers. So, are we going to drop off? We're not going to. Who's to say we don't see the same heights that we've had under Pep? But the likelihood is probably quite slim, because you don't go and win 6 out of 7. Like, it's not a normal thing to do.
Football is a weird game, mate. For all we know, mate, we could win the next 3 games, mate. This is how weird football is, mate. Oh, we might not do, but I've seen weird
I hope we do
that. We do. Oh, it's fine. And knowing us, mate, win a few games and then get Burnley, lose Burnley at home. It's like, great.
Yeah.
Knowing our luck, mate. We have to accept that our energy. Well, this is what I mean. Like, if it is, it is. It is what it is. But we go again. We go again. That's what we do. Like, at the end of the day, right? If you want to be competing, mate, all right, the era might be over, but it's now our turn, mate, to put it to Liverpool. We're now the ones hunting down hunters, mate. We're now the hunters. So we got to get it right. We do. And again, we'll be here. We'll be here next week. Well, a week after for Derby Day, because fuck England. I'm not even. No, I don't really care anymore about England, mate. Honestly, I've checked out. I think this country at times, mate, when it comes to football, especially the national team, it disappoints me every time. I can't do it anymore.
England is just so bad. Like,
it's got worse, better than the Tuchel. How has it gotten worse?
I said I don't think Tuchel's a very good manager.
Now look, if Traff's in goal, I'll be there. He's not.
He's not gonna be, is he? Let's be real. It's gonna be Pickford. It's gonna be the same wash team that we've seen for the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what was it? The last era we had that was decent, what was it, before obviously Mancini, was Mercer, wasn't it? In the 70s?
Mm-hmm.
So and then after that it was 80s, 90s of crap, wasn't it? So so you know what I mean? Like, football comes and goes, mate, but it's not guaranteed.
We went through a period, I think it was I think it was 68, 69. We had a really, really good season.
Yeah.
We've had managers where we've not done terrible under.
Yeah.
I don't think we were awful under Hughes.
Oh yeah, Allison and Joe.
Allison, yeah, that's it. Yeah. Malcolm Allison, 68, 69.
Yeah. It's what I mean. Like, to tell anyone who wants to sort of like know like this club right before the era we've had since obviously like what 2011 onwards we've had, right? It's well worth looking into history of like Mercer and Allison, because it's different football, but it gives you a different point of view of football, because football's come and gone and changed and evolved a lot over the last many years. So, and it's definitely nostalgic, but I think it's different to what you usually sort of see with football nowadays. So yeah, it's well worth it. Do you know what? Right, we're going almost 2 hours now. Big up everyone, obviously, for tuning into our deadline day review and chat. it's been obviously a decent window. Obviously, a lot of things that we've got to work on and improve on. Definitely need to get some wingers into the door and the fullback. That's the next priorities for me. And I said that back as well. But for me, Juma Bar is something I want to see at some point. Juma Bar looks good right now for me, so I want to see him play at some point. So,
but I have to stop you there because now transfer window is closed.
Boo. That's it. Well, at least you and me may get a break from hearing a certain player will join only if Edison leaves.
Oh, mate, please do. I don't want that again.
That's what it's painful.
I can't have another 2 or 3 weeks of rinse and repeat the same article. I can't.
No. I think all of us, you're right. All of us in the chat can admit as well. Basically, a lot of people are older, obviously, around my age as well. Is a break from Romano for a few months.
Yeah.
I need a break from him, man. Do you know what? Big up, big him up though, right? There's content, right? But he does go well out of it. Fair play to you. Fair play.
Oh, he makes a shed full of money out of it by agents and agents. I genuinely believe that agents pay him off to say things because he's got such a good reputation. Agents pay him off to say things so he can get like other clubs moving on deals.
Right.
Top four.
Top four. I want to compete if we're really good, but I think it'll be top four this year and a trophy or a Carabao or FA Cup, please.
Yeah, top four and a cup, whether that be the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. I want
Champions League.
Yeah, to be honest with you, my expectations for this season are pretty low. I think get to the knockout stages of the Champions League, get top four, and get an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup.
And next summer, get the players for the door.
And to be fair, most teams would love that. Most teams would love to say, "Oh, let's get top four and to the knockout stages of the Champions League and to win an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup." Most teams would take that as a successful season.
Yeah, no more fab. Thank God for that. Yeah.
Like most teams genuinely would take that as a successful season. Like if you were to say to Arsenal fans right now, you can get to the knockout stages of the Champions League, you can get top four, and you can walk away with an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup, they'd go, not bad. Take that. Take that because it's a trophy. Take that decent-ish season. Like for us, the standards that we've set are that high, right, Bobby? The standards are set that are that high that seems like a pretty poor season for us.
Yeah, enjoy it is, right? Like, I mean, it's hard to really tell. Like, I know we're 3 games in, right, and we're not looking good. But the thing is, things can change quickly in football. It really can. Like, mate, do you remember, mate, in treble year, how bad we were doing at one point?
Oh, we were shocking.
And then what happened? So I'm not saying it's going to happen again, but it's hard to really fully say. We're only going off what we've seen so far, isn't it? So I need a bigger sample size. I think to see more of this before I decide fully. But if I just say right now, I agree with you. Top 4 in a cup right now, as of September 1st.
I think I'm going to be honest. The way that Liverpool have spent money this window, you'd be daft not to say that they're going to.
Facts. Should add to Den.
Yeah. I mean, look at Liverpool. Liverpool go and win the league, and what do? Go and splash £500 million and add 5, 6, 7 decent players to the team.
Yeah.
We go and win the treble, get £700 million in profits, and go and buy Kovacic. Like,
yeah. But yeah, this is a good point, by the way. But yeah, we'll end it on there. Look, I would say keep the faith, but I'm not. I think it's kind of like, let's just see what happens. We've got a break now, mate. We've got a break now of a couple of weeks before that derby. So we'll save the. I'm not saying we're doing any shows for a bit, but it's kind of like we've got a bit of a break for a bit, which would be nice to sort of just chill. Then the next week we're back on it again. Chat United, get probably into it.
I mean, we've done a few this week, to be fair.
Yeah, do you know what? And again, we'll launch some stuff coming soon as well. Again, we're doing a bit more this season, which would be good. So a lot more content to come in different ways as well. So it should be good. And
including games of FIFA.
Yeah. Well,
there's going to be a game between me and Alf. If you want to watch it, there's high stakes. It's going to be a good one. We're going to be releasing memberships over the next few weeks. It's not going to be expensive. You're talking literally 99p a pound. Like, if you can afford to subscribe to us and be a member, like, please do. You know, it really, really helps the channel grow and helps us give you guys, you know, more content. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. It's free. Leave a comment in the chat on your way out, you know, saying what you think of the stream. Fact checker.
Yes. Wow. I was worried about Pro Soccer. That was the final. Oh, that was a good game, man.
Yeah, it's we've got plenty of things coming. You know, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share. Anyone on X as well that's watching this right now, you know, we've got currently 230 of you over on X right now watching. Just please come over to the channel, hit a like and subscribe. It literally will take you about 10 seconds. It's free, it costs nothing, and it helps the channel grow.
Perfectly said. Perfectly well said by my man next to me. Big up everyone in the chat for tuning in. We'll see you again soon for another stream. Again, if there's news worth talking about, might come on again, but hopefully it's a bit quiet, hopefully, for a few days for us to sort of just chill. Obviously, tomorrow, Donnarumma announcement tomorrow, which should be good. It should be a good one to have a look forward to. Welcome, Donnarumma, Big Don. Welcome to the club. Edison, Kanji, Gundogan, thank you for everything you've done. The new era begins. Well, it's the start of a new era-ish. We're kind of getting there, slowly but surely, to some sort of era, I hope, but we'll see what happens in a couple of weeks. Big up the chat, but everyone for tuning in on Twitter and YouTube. We'll see you guys again for a stream soon. Until then, take care, everyone. Good night.